Hello, about twins. I'm Davis. I'm Alice. And I'm Caroline.
I'm Annie.
I'm Nathan.
And we have day 20 the Lions.
Daniel was an upright and faithful man. He worshipped God and prayed 3 times a day. People were jealous that the king liked Daniel. They convinced him to make a law that no one could pray to anyone except the king. King Darius thought that it sounded like a great idea. Then Daniel was found praying, and the mean people brought him before the king for his punishment. The king did not want to punish Daniel, but had to follow the law he made. The punishment was to be thrown into the lion's den. The king prayed that Daniel's God would save him. The king was very sad and ran to the lion's den the next morning. He found Daniel unharmed and praised the name of the Lord. Prayer. As you protected Daniel from the mouths of the lion, may you protect us from the snares of all that is evil.
Then these presidents and satraps assembled together to the king, and said thus to him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the deputies and the satraps, the counselors and the governors, have consulted together to establish a royal statute, and to make a strong decree, that whoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, except of you, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it not be changed, according to the law of Medes and Persians, which doesn't alter. Therefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. When Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house. Now his windows were open in his room toward Jerusalem, and he kneeled on his knees 3 times a day and prayed, gave thanks before his God as he did before. Then these men assembled together and found Daniel making petition and supplication before his God. Then they came near and spoke before the king concerning the king's decree. Haven't you signed a decree that every man who shall make petition to any god or man within 30 days, except to you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered, The thing is true, according to the law of Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed. Then answered they and said before the king, Daniel, who is of the children of the captivity of Judah, doesn't respect you, O king, nor the decree that you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was very displeased, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he made every effort until the sun went down to save him. Then these men assembled together to the king, and said to the king, Know, O king, that is the law of Medes and Persians, that no decree nor statute which the king establishes may be repealed or changed.
Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. The king spoke and said to Daniel, Your God, whom you serve continually, he will deliver you. A stone was brought and laid on the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that nothing might be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were his instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep fled from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste to the den of the lions. When he came near to the den to Daniel, he cried with a lamentable voice. The king spoke and said to Daniel, Daniel, servant of the living God, is your God, whom you serve continually, able to deliver you from the lions? Then Daniel said to the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel and has shut the lions' mouths, and they have not hurt me, because as before him, innocence was found in me, and also before you, O king, have I done no wrong. Then was the king exceedingly glad, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no kind of harm was found on him, because he had trusted in his God. The king commanded, and they brought those men who had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of lions. Them, their children, and their wives, and the lions mauled them, and broke all their bones in pieces before they came to the bottom of the den.
Then King Darius wrote to all the peoples, nations, and languages who dwell in all the earth. Peace be multiplied to you. I make a decree that in all the dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and steadfast forever. His kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even till the end. He delivers and rescues, and he works signs and wonders in heaven and in earth, who has delivered Daniel from the power of the lions. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian. Daniel 6:6-28.